Hey fellow comrades, how you guys been doing? It's your boys in here and welcome to week 3 as we're going against our brother Skyrender, Chris. And looking at his team, of course, we're going against Gothenburg's Garchomps, or do we say Gothenburg's Garchomps? Basically, looking at his team, I was mostly predicting everything outside of him running both Scizor and Heracross. So that definitely took me by surprise. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's go right into this battle. He's gonna lead with Donphan, which I was not expecting, but lead Donphan kind of gives me the idea that he's gonna put up the rocks, which at the same time I kind of don't want to allow him to Earthquake and take me out on the first turn, so I'm gonna switch out to my Hydreigon to try to avoid that, and he actually does, playing it safe. I didn't expect that, because the switch was kind of obvious, plus I got like 3 Pokemon, 2 Levitators and 1 Flying, but at the same time I could have Scalded there. Sadly enough, I don't have it, so basically I'm not too sure if he knows that, but for now we're just gonna go with the Flamethrower to see what kind of Gardevoir this is. I know Gardevoir is gonna switch in because he doesn't have any other switches in case I go for the Draco Meteor or something. Seeing the damage, he is most likely Assault Vested, and he's gonna retaliate with a Psyshock. So this Tornadus is gonna get heavily dented, but it's okay because the Regenerator is gonna help me out. Plus he's a Trace Gardevoir, so that's very good knowledge there fairly in the match. Anyways, I'm expecting him to switch out, so I'm gonna make a very good move. I'm gonna go for the U-turn. I guess at the same time it's not all that incredible, but I think it definitely gives me that upper hand right here because I can switch out to my Hydreigon. I'm especially defensive, and I actually watched his analyzation, and he actually said that this is hidden power fighting, I believe. Sorry for that, but I'm gonna go for the Dragon Pulse, expecting him to not switch out to Gardevoir in case I also pack U-turn, but I actually don't. I'm gonna review what I actually have on my arsenal moves later on in the match, but for now he's gonna switch out to his Gardevoir. He's gonna get Levitate, but that's okay because I don't believe I got a single Levitate move, offensively speaking, on my arsenal here. So I'm gonna go for the Roost. I need to regain to kinda go against I'm a special defensive one, semi-special defensive one, heavily investment, actually max HP investment. So to go against Volcanion and Tornadus and and the likes of that, plus Mega Sceptile, which I was definitely expecting, but he didn't bring. Dragon brother, you failed me. You should have brought a freaking dragon, but here I actually expect him to stay in, so I go for the Sludge Bomb, kind of hoping to get a poison, but I sadly do not, and I have to switch out. So Tornadus definitely not looking good, but I did still manage to survive. Here's a series of plays I'm really proud of making, and I have to say, but he's gonna go for the Moonblast right now. I could have switched out to Tentacruel, but the problem is that he's got Psyshock as well, so that double stab there really helps him out. Anyways, I'm expecting him to predict the Bullet Punch, expecting more of a Scizor switch, but he actually switches out to his Heracross. That's okay, because I'm gonna go for Fire Punch, do a hefty amount. Thinking, he may not know I got Bullet Punch, I'm gonna go for it to stack up the damage, thinking maybe it will take him out, but who am I kidding? It's still a reasonable amount of health he is at, but he over predicts, which is incredible. Here is another series of good moves I made. I predict him to switch out, predicting probably another Bullet Punch, so he's gonna switch out to something that 4 times resist, like the likes of Volcanion, or 2 times resist like the likes of Scizor. So I'm gonna go for Earthquake, and ladies and gentlemen, Chubby Knox right now pulling through, shattering the ground. Volcanion not liking that circus looking Heatran kind of thingy. Anyways, he's gonna go for the Flame charge right there, try to set up against me. Now, to be honest, I was still at a reasonable amount. I don't know if I could have taken it because I'm like semi-invested into defense. Not to mention, the fact that Hariyama does have thick fat, so that could have been really risky there if I managed to survive. But then again, I'm pretty sure he would have taken me out at the range I'm at. So I'm gonna go for the Torment. I did not expect him to have superpower there, so that definitely took me by surprise. He's a mixed Volcanion, so all credits to him because he really dented me there, and I have to switch out. He is Tormented, which means he cannot use 2 moves twice, which is okay, but at the same time Torment is basically for Scarfers, and in this case it's kind of exposing his set at the same time. But the problem is I'm kind of giving myself even that much more pressure because I don't know what's gonna hit me next. Volcanion is one of those pokes I barely ever face. It's a newcomer to a certain extent still, and yeah. He's gonna be taken down, surprisingly enough, by a Sludge Bomb, a single one, which really took me by surprise. But I'm gonna survive with 1 HP, ladies and gentlemen. That is incredible, but that's because of the superpower negative aspect of minus attack. Gonna go for the Sludge Bomb because I don't got Scald. Trying to get this poison, but I don't, which is crazy because for some reason Volcanion always gets Steam Eruption Burn. You can just go check out these videos, you will see. It's crazy, but this was kind of risky. If I had Scald there, I mean, does he know I don't got Scald? That's kind of crazy if he doesn't. But I got Drought, so he may think that I don't have it because of that reason, because I got Ninetales. Anyway, so I'm gonna switch out to Rotom. Yeah, this 1 HP survival was bad because I just allowed him to get a Rock Polish up. So we got some envy going on here. You know, GG is envy. Yeah. I watched the GBA and I was actually expecting this Pokemon at the same time, but I wasn't like the chance of him using this because I saw Envy's Donphan set up Rock Polish. I'm not that surprised about it, but I thought, you know, Bullet Punch is gonna do a little bit more. Who am I kidding? The problem is I should have switched out to Hariyama, go for the Bullet Punch, then switch out to Big Boss. I should have not sacked Rotom there, but we're gonna see how this game is gonna turn out. Anyways, I need Regeneration because I'm actually expecting him to have Stone Edge. This is why I'm preserving my Tornadus, and at the same time I'm seeing knockoff. So here I'm just standing and thinking, Chris, where is Stone Edge? Where is Edgequake? Like, where is your Edgequake? And ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't have it. On his arsenal, his 4th move slot is, you will not believe, Stealth Rocks. Freaking Rock Polish Stealth Rocks. That really took me by guard because I should have preserved Rotom, and I didn't. So I'm gonna finish him off with an Air Slash there. Yeah, the knockoff didn't do as much as one would want, so definitely kind of bad for me. But I got Ninetales still going. I got Tornadus. He's got Gardevoir. He's got Tornadus, Volcanion, and I believe Scizor. So he's got 4 Pokemon. I got 2 Pokemon left. Gonna go for the Sludge Bomb. I'm expecting him to stay in this time around. He does not. He switches out because Regenerator is gonna make him survive at a reasonable amount of health. Plus he's kind of scouting me to a certain extent, but he knows fully well what kind of set I am. I'm fully offensive, Assault Vested. So I'm just gonna go for the Heat Wave. I aren't Assault Vested anymore, but yeah, that doesn't do too much. Gonna go for the Sludge Bomb to try to poison it further. I mean, come on, you know, it's about time we poison it. We do not poison the first Sludge Bomb. Nothing poisons in this game, it seems. Outside of freaking Steam Eruption Burn. But anyways, he's gonna go for the Psyshock and take me out. So that's a pretty crucial kill there by the hands of Gardevoir. Gardevoir is a very good core. I was scared of Volcanion, but it seems Gardevoir is the one that's giving me trouble here. Anyways, Ninetales is gonna come in here. I'm gonna go for the Nasty Plot, I believe. I could go for the Hypnosis. Hypnosis basically to stop some, you know, Pokemons, but I'm gonna get this Scizor on the Switch, which is incredible because, well, I kind of wanted him to stay in with Gardevoir, go for Psyshock, try to take me down to the Slack, because as you can see, I could have taken, maybe I could have not taken a Bullet Punch, but I'm gonna retaliate with the Heat Wave. He has to stay in case I am Focus Sashed. He cannot play that game because then my Ninetales is gonna probably be troublesome towards him. If he switches out to Tornadus, which I'm hoping he can take me down to the Slag, but sadly enough, he is Adamant Nature Heracross, which can actually take me out even at full range of HP. This was a Ninetales with Select Bear, Hypnosis, Nasty Plot, Hidden Power, Ground for the likes of Volcanion, and Heat Wave. That's right, but sadly enough, it didn't come down to that. Looking at back on this team, what I should have done to have a chance to preserve my Rotom, because Rotom would have outspeed it would have outspeed his Heracross. It would have take on the Volcanion one-on-one. Gardevoir was at the amount of HP where Rotom, Shadow Ball, 2 of them would take him out, and I don't think that she can one-shot me. But that Tornadus, you know, I mean, Thunderous would have probably been the one Pokemon stopping me, so he would probably preserve the Heracross for later games. But then I would have had Ninetales still left. So because I was expecting him to have Stone Edge on that Donphan, thinking the game is over, just to get the idea that he doesn't have it, that definitely took me by surprise. So basically that solo moveset I was expecting to really pull me back. What I should have done is switch out to Hariyama, go for the Bullet Punch first, and then play around with Tornadus and maybe try to sack Hydreigon on that turn, and not switch out directly to Rotom, because Rotom was my winning condition. So once I actually lost Rotom, all my chances were gone. I was Scarf, I was Mollish, Shadow Ball would have dented the rest of his guys. Heracross would have gotten outspeeded because he's adamant nature. He didn't expect it to run a max speed because my team is kind of fast in general, and adamant can mostly outspeed even my fastest guy. And if I bring a Scar fast Pokemon, it's gonna outspeed even an adamant Heracross without a doubt. So basically that's why, that was the mentality of why he didn't bring Jolly Nature Heracross. So basically the last chance was for him to stay in with Gardevoir, potentially maybe take a Bullet Punch and Nasty Plot. Hypnosis would have put sleep the Gardevoir basically. Nasty Plot would have made Hidden Power Ground enough to take on Volcanion, and with Slack I would have outspeed Tornadus and Heracross, but Bullet Punch is the one thing that would be still stopping me. So if I just did the Hypnosis there and switched to that Scizor, I could have potentially gave a Nasty Plot, and potentially if he sacks something, then he would have switched out to Heracross, because he would probably think I'm Focus Sash, so he would probably need to play some games, some mind games, but I think that would have lowered down the score. So I think that the beginning was pretty aggressive. I think that the beginning we really played on equal standings. Then in the middle game I think that I started to really outplay him, because I know how Sky thinks. I know he was scared of Bullet Punch. He needs to preserve Gardevoir at a reasonable amount of health, so that it was on my mind the whole time. Gardevoir was the core Pokemon with that fairy typing. If he didn't have a single, like a fairy, like a really good fairy like a Gardevoir right there, I could have spammed Dracos and just decimate his team basically. I could have gone Scarfire Dragon and not even care about anything, generally speaking. So that, I was getting nightmares for Volcanion, but for some reason Gardevoir is the one that was truly giving me trouble. So I have to say that. And also want to apply that, middle game, while I did outplay him, I think that that was an excellent setup with the Rock Polish by my brother Sky. Really took me by guard, and it made me put into this pressurous moment where I made a bad play by switching out to Rotom instead of preserving and sacking the mons that were on the verge of death. Hariyama Bullet Punch could have still been useful for the likes of Gardevoir, but generally speaking it didn't come down to that, and that was the match for today, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say about this battle, considering that we just lost twice? We're probably going to be pretty down low on the rankings right now, considering that we were just one step below Sky. I believe I was 4th, or I was 3rd and he was 2nd. No, I believe he was 3rd and I was 4th in our division, that is Omega division. And this was a big loss. This was probably the biggest loss yet, but I aren't feeling too bad about it. This was one of those really fulfilling battles, I have to admit, and it's a pleasure to narrate this for you guys, and it's a pleasure to battle Chris. He's a great guy, great battler, and generally, losing to him is always, it doesn't feel pressurous. Generally speaking, he's a very good battler. So I think that I did my best with Hariyama there. I outperformed myself. He had the threats like no other Volcanion switches are hard to make, so I had to truly centralize that around it. Mega Sceptile was something I was expecting because I was ready for it, but then he didn't bring it. If he would have bring it, I believe he would have run the Sword and Set. But again, I was kind of prepared to take on those things. Generally speaking, I was debating whether or not I should use a Scarf Ninetales. Sadly, I didn't. And then again, Volcano would have stopped me, and I didn't have switches for the likes of that. Generally speaking, once Tornadus Assault was gone, that would have limited me. But it's one of those fulfilling matches. You lose, but you still feel that you gave it your all, and it came down to be, what it was. So it came down to be a 3-0 score. Thank you for the match, my brother Chris, my dragon brother in arms. If I'm gonna lose this league, then I want you to go there and win it for us both. The years of dragons must live on. That's all I can fucking say. So let's end this with roar, and basically conquer the world, get all them women, and I don't know, basically guard your treasures. That's right, golden treasures, the mines, the whole. Basically, what I'm saying is, I need to end this video before I get before you guys start to think, what the fuck is wrong? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Good luck to Chris in week 4. The same can be said about me, because we're going to be facing Sly, and he's an excellent player. So, I believe we're facing Sly. Are we facing Sly? Cannot seem to say. But, anyways, with that being said, till next time, take care. Peace.